Hey traders, in this video I'm going to share with you some stocks that I'm looking at for some short-term trades myself. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at, why I'm looking at them, and so on and so forth. So let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright, let's get straight into it. I have 9 stocks that I want to share with you. Let's actually just bring up the daily charts here. Take everything off the screen, and I just want to quickly go through these as quickly as possible, so I'm not going to take this video too long. So the first thing I'm looking at here is obviously the trend analysis. This is obviously Apple, and I'm looking at the trend analysis. What's the trend analysis? Down, right? We're getting pushing down. Now, obviously that's been going down. What's been happening here? We've got this lower peak, we've got this lower trough, and now this could be another lower peak through here. Now, if we get a nice down bar and the stochastics are oversold and we start to get a rollover on the stochastics and we get an increase in volume, that tells me that we're now likely to form this area as resistance level, somewhere through there, resistance level, and then we're likely now to continue the down movement and probably even break the 90 level. So that's what I'm seeing there on Apple. Again, it may not happen. I may not get confirmation. But the one thing I do see with Apple is that this move up here has been quite weak. Weak means we haven't gotten big, strong moves up. We just got these little like doji bars all the way up. You know what I mean? We haven't got good bullish up bars, good up bars. This is actually quite weak. And when you get this quite weak action and you get this big selling volume, that for me is indeed very weak for the market, because even though the market's pushing you higher, Apple's just slowly pushing higher, and you got the stochastics where they are, and look at this volume tapering down. So I'm going to put a little star right next to that one, because that is a really good one that I like. So let's actually continue here. Let's go down to Adobe. What's up with Adobe? So Adobe actually was pushing higher, but now I'm actually seeing with Adobe is I'm noticing that we're pushing this high. We had this high point up here. We had this trough. This may be a trough here, and that trough is also forming this whole area of resistance is indeed a resistance. And so this may be a shoulder, head, and a right shoulder, and it may be rolling over. And the one thing I'm noticing now as well too, guys, is that we're definitely breaking out of this trend to the high side, and it looks like it may be breaking down. So this one here is not as strong as the other ones, but it still looks like a potential for more, maybe for more downside. So this one here, it doesn't get a star, as in like one of my favorites, but it's definitely one that I really like. In fact, my gut's probably saying stay out of this one because it's not as nice. So that's the reason why that one doesn't get a flag. Let's move on to the next one, ALXN. Let's actually have a look at this here. Let's have a look at all the different pros and cons through here. So ALXN, what do we have? We have a nice downward trend. We had this sort of lower high, lower trough. We had this big drop down through here. We've had this nice run up through here. We've got a whole bunch of area of support and resistance going on through here somewhere, maybe a bit lower, but we are getting this, and we got this big drop down, and now we're getting this slow run up. We're getting this slow run up where we are right now. It's not a big bull run, it's not a big strong run, but we're getting a nice move up. So looking at that, if we do start to get, say, maybe a nice down bar and this stochastic starts to roll back over and comes straight back down, then that may be a nice little entry point. The only thing I'm not liking about this as much is the volume. I would need to see a good volume spike above all these for me to say, okay, we're now looking to get some more downside. We can see we're getting lots of volume where we are right now. And that's again, I need definitely confirmation. But the way this market's moving and performing, it looks like this pharmaceutical company, it looks like we may get a bit more downside to come. So for me, guys, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this market they're stepping down. I'm looking for the rollover. I'm looking for this stochastics to move down. I'm looking for a big move up as well too. See, with the combination of this big downtrend, remember, go with the trend, right? Big downtrend We also have these weak buys through here, meaning we don't have big up bar and big up bar and big up bar and big up bar. That's a big strong trend. The Dow Jones right now is a big strong uptrend. So that's what I'm looking for there. So for me, guys, this doesn't get a star because it's not a perfect setup, but it is one of the better setups. So we don't get a flag for that one. No flag for that one. BIIB. What do we see here? If I squeeze my chart up, you can see that once again, looking at probably the last 12 months, what do we see? We see a nice downward trend. All right, and then what do we see through here? We actually see this market has actually had a big gap down, and then the market's rallied up, and now it's where it is right now. And it looks like this area here may be some sort of support and resistance level, maybe up through there somewhere. Maybe I'm just making it up. So somewhere through there, as you can see. So the market has rallied up. We are getting a bit of a tapering off volume, but we do have this big gap here, so that could be very weary of that. But looking where the stochastics are, if we get a stochastic that starts to come down through there, and we get a nice move down, and we get a good move on the volume, that's showing me that we're now getting ready for a continuation move on the downside. So not every gap gets filled, so I've got to be careful of that. Again, it's not a perfect setup, but that doesn't get a star either. But we are definitely looking at that as a setup, and that's, again, I'm just flowing with the trend as well too. And if I go to the weekly charts, what does the weekly chart look like? Oh, the weekly chart looks really weak, doesn't it? You can see this breakdown and a break back up. Looks like we could get a move to the downside through there somewhere. So let's actually go through to the, so what number stock is that one? Oh, number 4. So we've only got one flag that is I'm absolutely 100% sure about with that. Next one here is CHKP. CHKP looks like it may be another one here, and it looks like it may be another one. I didn't get in it today. We did get a good volume today and a good down bar today, but the reason why I didn't like it, and no other reason, guys. And again, I like my setups to be really nice and perfect, and wait for those really good setups. Is that we got this downtrend through here and this downtrend through here, and we've got this point through where we are right now, but we're not getting that turn of the stochastics. We'll probably get that maybe if I have another couple more down bars. But the reason why I'm not too satisfied in taking that, guys, is because we can see this whole area through here is indeed a support or resistance level. So do we break that or do we not? And that's the hard question to ask, right? So because we're at all those resistance levels, it doesn't really suit me. We did get a down bar with good selling volume, but checkpoint for me, guys, doesn't get a flag overall. But it was a very, very nice setup. And again, it's something I'll be watching out to see if it does break those levels. If it does, then we may get a nice run back to the downside. So let's actually go and on to the next one. The ISCK. Now, I like the ISCK because let's have a look here. We've actually got in these lower peaks, or probably maybe another lower peak through here and a lower trough. So we're overall stair stepping down, and the market's gone through there, and now we're getting to a point where the market's been rallying up. We've got pretty consistent volume through here, not low volume, but pretty consistent volume, and now we've got this move up. So if we get a move where we get a nice down bar through here, and the market rallies up and then starts to come over like it did here, you can see this point through here, and then the market had this big drop down through there. That's sort of what I'm looking for again, and then I also want some good volume behind it as well too. If I can get all that combination, then that may be something that I'll be really happy taking. Again, this one doesn't get a flag. It's not like an absolute perfect setup. Doesn't get a flag for me because the reason why is because we don't have the stochastics overbought yet. We don't have a decrease in volume. If you have a decrease in volume and then you get a good volume spike, that for me is exactly, that's the perfect setup. And also we're getting sort of stronger buys than we did with Apple. So they're the sort of things, right, that I'm looking out for. I'm looking for that perfect setup. So that does not get a star. Let's move on to now and let's have a look at Google. So Google, for one, is obviously this lower peak. Is it going to form another lower peak through here? And if we do get a down bar, do we get the stochastics crossing over, and do we get this market moving? Do we get a nice increase in volume? If so, then that may be something I'll be looking at. We can see we're getting decrease in volume, and we're getting this move up. So that's actually a good sign for me, guys, that we are getting a nice move up in Google. We are slowly stepping down. So this actually is going to get, guess what, guys? This is going to get a flag, because if we do we had that point through there. What was that Fibonacci retracement level through there? Was that around the 60% level? So that was around the 60% level, and we had a nice drop down. Now what are we doing? We're around the 50% from the high to low, probably above that 60% level, right? So it's not as strong. Let me have a look at this weekly chart here for a minute. Let me show you what I'm seeing here. So we are slowly stepping down. If we do falter through here, then it does look like that could be something nice there. Again, guys, we're seeing, and the thing that I like about this, guys, and I'm looking at this and doing my analysis, obviously we've got this overall stepping downward movement through here. So we are going with the overall flow of the market. For the last sort of 3 months at least, if I take that off, in the last sort of 3 months, we've actually got some nice downward movement through there, even through the 6-month period. So nice downward movement on the 6-month period through there. And it looks like we may get a bit of a doji. So nice down bar with this stochastics crossing over, good volume. That may be something we're looking out for. So this one here gets a tick. Most of the things I'm looking for are actually what I'm seeing in Google. And again, I like that lower volume, decreasing volume as the market's moving up. It's definitely something I really like. And the reason why, guys, is because if we get the tapering off in volume, then suddenly we get a down bar with a good volume spike in the stochastics. It's just showing that this here was a bit more of a relief rally, and then we could get a bit of a turnaround. So let's actually see what happens there. But that one gets a flag. Let's have a look through here. So this is a really interesting one as well too, and I was looking at this one this morning, and I decided not to get into it because I am seeing the market's had a lot of issues getting past this area all through here. So REGN was another one I was looking at. So seeing that, and I did see how the market had lots and lots of support going on through there, through there, and now it's actually potentially going to come back down and maybe even bounce off it. So guys, that's something that's going against my overall trade. Yes, we've got the stochastics up there, but the overall trade for me is like, it's not giving me enough of a signal for me to go for me to actually get into a trade. We do have this big downtrend. That's obviously something there, but that support and resistance level there is not good for me. So that actually doesn't even. That definitely does not get a flag. And MCD is my last one on the list, isn't it? MCD is on my last on the list, yes. So looking at MCD, guys, what am I seeing here for the last couple of months? Obviously, if I squeeze this up, you can firstly see this gap here that I'm pretty sure is going to get filled soon. But we definitely had this sort of breaking of this resistance through here, and the market's actually been slowly stepping down. Now it's had a bit of a rally up. Let's have a look at the last 6 months here. Last 3 months. Actually, let's look at the 6 months here and we'll see what I'm looking at here. So first thing, what do you see, guys? You obviously see this market stepping down, right? So you always want to be going with some sort of a trend, especially the recent trend. And I'm seeing these markets making these lower peaks, and now potentially another lower peak. So that's the first thing I do see. And the markets actually went down, went sideways. So there's a lot of support and resistance, especially around this level through here. A lot of support and resistance levels through that. So that's the first thing I do. That's the first thing I do see. One, we have this stepping downward trend. Again, I'm going with the trend. Secondly, as the market is rallying up, see how these weak. You know, it's like weak. It's like little doji up. See how that's what I call weak buyers. The market is showing weaknesses in the buyers move there. And so because this is showing weakness here, it's showing that this actually could be, if it reverses, it could reverse nicely and head back down. Plus we're getting the stochastics. If we get the stochastics start to turn over and cross back down, and we actually get a nice down bar, and also And also, because we've actually been getting this decrease in volume in this really weak buying move, if we get a nice big solid bar down with a good increase in volume, that's now showing me that we're likely to continue. This doesn't work all the time, but as you can see that but I'm stacking the odds on my side every single time I take a trade. So 1, we have the market stepping down. 2, we have this sort of weak buying move. When you ever get weak buys, you generally get some sort of strong sellers. 3, we actually have the stochastics oversold getting ready to turn. 4, we actually have a decrease in volume in this weak move up. Shows that this move is likely to be sold into soon. And then 4 or 5, if we actually get a strong move up, then if we get a strong move up, then a strong move in the volume, then that would be something that I like. So anyway, guys, I hope you like this sort of video here. This one here gets a flag as well too. So out of all my 9 different stocks that I look at that I just went through with him, I have the 3 that I'm mostly interested in right now as well too. So this one here, that's not even a support and resistance line anymore. Because the market's been going up and down, up and down, up and down between it. It's not really respecting it much. So I have looking at this 6 month view, I have 3. These 3 are the go-getters for me. Apple, looking for short bearishness on a put option. Same with Google, and then same with McDonald's. All of these are showing me that, hey, we can get some really good, nice downside. I've lined them all up. I'm showing you what I'm seeing in these charts, guys. And as you can see, I'm doing this, and I'm stacking the odds on my side. Now, you know I'm going to get more than 50-50 right when I'm having this sort of criteria. But if I took 100 trades and I'm going to be 60-70% right, maybe even 80% right, guess what? You have good trade management. Now it's an easy game, but you got to be diligent with looking at that. As you can see, I picked out 9 stocks by going through some stuff this morning. I wanted to go through it live with you on the video to show you my criteria, and then what I wanted to do is actually select the top sections. This is what you want to do. You want to look at the best of the best trades and then go from there. So as this market's moving tomorrow, I'll be looking at it, and if we get some nice setups, guess what? Bam, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. I'll be looking to get into it and having some fun with it as well too. So, guys, if you would like my coaching, as in like one-on-one coaching with you guys, I will be opening it up in the next couple of days, or should I say next couple of weeks, maybe next week or maybe the week after. I only take on 5 people. That's it. And if that's something that you're interested in, then let me know. I only take on a handful of clients. I've got a handful of clients right now, but I can open up just a few more spots to actually get my one-on-one coaching. I don't believe in just selling education or selling your book and stuff like that, because that's not me. I don't like to sell much at all. I don't like to sell at all. But I do like to take on some private clients where I help you one-on-one with your trading. And if you think I can help you out, guys, then make sure you're on my emailing list. And if you are on my emailing list, I'll be sending information I'll be recording a video and creating a page about it, about all the details of about the coaching program, the software I've got, and so much more. So I'm ready to open that up. And again, guys, it really is a first come, first serve. I actually personally one-on-one coach you, and it's not just for a short time as well too. So it's 6 to 12 months worth of coaching one-on-one with me. So if that's something you would like, guys, then make sure you're on my emailing list. Make sure you get my emails and check out for it, because I will be emailing it. And these spots get filled up really, really quickly all the time when I open them up, because I'm with you one-on-one personally. So anyway, guys, this is John Howell here. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course. And I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.